racists losing their jobs will always be funny. There was a woman who went to a recent Dodgers game, and I think that a Dodgers fan was taunting her, and she said, well, I'm going to call ICE. And then he's like, oh, you're going to call ICE? They're not going to do, I'm an American citizen. I'm a veteran. Try again, bitch. So that video went viral, and she lost her job and had to resign from the board of Make-A-Wish Foundation, wherever she lived. So
Wait. It's like, this is kind of random, but like I used to be very, very obsessed with the Book of Revelations, and I was like 12. I don't know how old. It was like one summer. Me and my friend, who ironically was Jewish, would
I wish y'all could see my face right now. He has Cosmo in her hands, and she's like, Cosmo, I have something to tell you. You promise you won't be mad? And the cat goes, okay, so you know the cat that you don't like?
I fed that cat that you don't really like outside. Cosmo.
So where if Cosmo could speak, he could be like, you raggedy bitch, and jumped out of her arms.
Let's get into it. Hello.
Let's get into it. Hey, girl.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Let's get it popping. I know people are
And
waiting for this moment.
Yes, they're ready because the autoresponder is out.
The autoresponder is out, and I know somebody was waiting for this. Waiting for this moment. This is your hour of power, your weekly escape. We come together every week.
Welcome. What's your out of office reply this week?
Okay. I am currently out of office rejecting responsibilities that are not mine. I have taken full responsibility, and thus all of my responsibility slots are full. Can you say the same? Yes or no? Thank you, and be blessed.
Okay, so my out of office reply is I'm listening to the Brown Sugar LP, so that is all. I still can't.
You hurt. Everybody's.
I can't talk about him.
You know, there are so many beautiful covers on social. I just saw a violin cover that's amazing. I was like, I had to follow the guy's Instagram account. I was like, this is better than.
Yep. I saw the same video.
Tragedy creates beautiful art. So I will say.
It really, I'm not. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. So,
one a year.
Just listening to his stuff all day, every day, especially today on October 18th, which there's something's going down today. I don't know. Anyway, moving on.
Yes. Well, in case you didn't know who we're talking about, we are talking about the legend, the iconic D'Angelo, who we did lose tragically this year. It's been what a year. So
we losing a lot of people. I know we joke about the rapture, but is this the rapture? Because D'Angelo's gone, they already gone.
They're having a party somewhere, and I'm like, damn.
These souls are like, yeah, I'm out. Like, this must be the rapture.
I know. It might be close, because I'm like, if you read Revelations, it's starting to feel a little scary. When I was a kid, this is kind of random, but like I used to be very, very obsessed with the Book of Revelations, and I was like 12. I don't know how old. It was like one summer. Me and my friend, who ironically was Jewish, would.
I wish y'all could see my face right now. You said you were obsessed with the Book of Revelations.
And yes, and so like a New Testament book. What my best guy friend at the time, he was Jewish, but we would sit. And I don't know if we were even 14 years old, but the whole summer break, we would talk on the phone, and we were obsessed with analyzing the Book of Revelations, because I think we were both convinced that some aspect of it, we were trying to analyze to see what like, how could we read the signs in the world, and when was this coming, and what would it look like? So, I mean, I'm like, I need to look him up in the alumni directory and be like, you remember that summer? This might be, we might need to revisit that.
So essentially all the signs are here. I think all the signs are here.
It's worth rereading. Let's put it like that. But anyway.
Girl. Anyway.
While things continue, I see you, girl. As we acknowledge people.
I see you, girl.
See you, girl. Well, I'm going to start with my I see you, girl, Janai Nelson, who is the current president and Director-Counsel in the NAACP Legal Defense Fund. Now, buckle in, because I'm about to take you through a little bit of walk through history so that you know who Miss Janai Nelson is. I should say attorney Janai Nelson.
I'm set.
So Thurgood Marshall, we're going to start with Thurgood Marshall, who started the NAACP Defense Fund. He argued the landmark Board v. Brown of Education case in 1954, which led to the desegregation of public schools. Thurgood Marshall was also the Black Supreme Court Justice. Well, now we have a new first involving the Supreme Court. Janai Nelson, the sister, she argued her very first case before the Supreme Court to defend what remains of the Voting Rights Act. So in the legacy of Thurgood Marshall, she has the position that he initiated. He started the Legal Defense Fund. She is now the Director-Counsel of the Legal Defense Fund, and now she's arguing before the Supreme Court, and Thurgood Marshall was the first Black Supreme Court Justice. So this sister has taken up this battle. She is an established civil rights attorney, has done a lot of research pertaining to voting rights and civil rights, and she is arguing her first case before the Supreme Court to try to protect the Voting Rights Act. So in case you are unfamiliar, you hear the Voting Rights Act, we've been hearing about what is the Voting Rights Act? So the Voting Rights Act is an act of Congress that was signed into law in 1965 by President Lyndon B. Johnson. And the intention was to protect voting rights. So let's talk about voting rights for just a second. Now, we know that African Americans in this country were not considered people legally. They were considered fractions of people. They were not considered people. We were not, us talking right now would not have been considered people, because both were African American and were women. So for both of these reasons, we would not be considered. We would not have had the right to vote in 1869. Okay, but in 1870, the 15th Amendment to the United States Constitution was ratified, giving African American men the right to vote. Women were afforded the right to vote by the 19th Amendment to the United States Constitution, which was not ratified until 1920. So women have the right to vote, and African American men have the right to vote. So African American women have the right to vote by 1920. But evil is the mother of invention. And so even though African Americans had the right to vote by 1920, all kinds of inventions were created to prevent us. Poll taxes, tests, literacy tests, all kinds of things. Dogs, violence. I mean, you name it. Intimidation, every possible way, redistricting so that our votes would not count in the neighborhoods that we lived in. All kinds of things have been invented. So the Voting Rights Act was necessary because you can have a right, but if the right's not protected, then you don't actually have that right. So that was what the Voting Rights Act was enacted to do. Although since then, and especially particularly now, this administration has been obsessed with completely eviscerating it, and has been very successful in eliminating a lot of the protections. Republicans have been trying to dismantle the Voting Rights Act for years, and are just particularly hell-bent on it. So enter Janai Nelson, she's a scholar of race, like I said, of voting rights, has been a longtime public servant and civil rights attorney. The case that she's arguing before the Supreme Court right now is Louisiana v. Callisto. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Callisto. And it has to do with redistricting. And previously, it was illegal to redistrict on the basis of race and to eliminate the voting voice of a particular group of people, particularly based on race, which is what a lot of redistricting has to do. In Louisiana, the politicians created another district or changed the lines around a district to create a white voting block. And so a black voting block was created to instill or to give back the voice to the community that was eliminated by the redistricting. That was basically the issue and at issue. So what Louisiana wants to do is now make that illegal discrimination against white people. Okay, so that's basically the gist of this case. I am not doing it full justice. It's a lot more complicated, but the bottom and top line is that. So Janai is in front of the Supreme Court. She's already argued the case. It's not going to be decided until summer 2026, but you can follow this case. Wow. You can be looking for it if you're praying about it, if you're manifesting around it. This woman is just a rock star. She graduated from UCLA Law School. She clerked for the U.S. Court of Appeals. She was a Fulbright Scholar. She's with the Legal Defense Fund. You should know about her. You should know about this. I'm going to put a link to an article. You can read more about her and this case in the show notes, but you should know about this case. You should know about the Voting Rights Act. You should know about Janai Nelson, and you should know about the NAACP Legal Defense Fund. And if you're thinking about donating, because it is the end of the year and we need to put our donations in, it's a great way, especially in these times, to direct your funds.
I saw a map. Janai, yes, we see you, girl. Thank you for doing the Lord's work. Yeah, because, look, we said we are out of office, you and me. That doesn't mean everybody else is. So, but I saw a map of Louisiana, if the way it is now and the way it would look like if the Supreme Court went against, I think the section is section 2. Just basically if they were just like, yeah, it's legal to do it for against white people, whatever. And the map was already majority red, but it went even redder. I know this feels fatalistic, but it really feels like they're just trying to get rid of our vote.
Well, of course they are, and this really has to do, of course, and this has to do with not just the representation on the state level, but also in the federal government, the House of Representatives. There's so much that can happen and does happen within the House of Representatives. So in these districts, when they send a representative, if they're eliminating our seats, the seats that should have our representation, that should have our interests brought to Washington and represented within Congress. They're looking to maintain power at all costs, So usually we keep these episodes politics free. I think this is politics light. I think you need to have an awareness, and especially why this woman's particular accomplishments are so significant. This is huge. It's huge.
Yeah.
So there's no way to talk. There's no way to talk about her amazingness without giving full context of, the lay of the land. And also for people who do want to know, I mean, you know, and I'm going to talk about this later in Health and Healing if it's time for you to take a break. And every call to action is not call to your action, so take it for what you will. Like, I think this is what I love about our podcast, and I love about how we serve our audience, is that there's no judgment. This is not an activism based podcast. This is a health and healing based podcast, but some of that has to do with, the more you know, the more you know. So everybody has to make their own decisions about what responsibilities are theirs, and when it's time for somebody else, get somebody else to do it, because that was our first episode. That's right.
Get someone else to do it.
39 episodes ago, the first episode we ever did was get somebody else to do it. So only you know.
Yes, it was fresh off the heels of Kamala's loss, which is essentially our loss, our nation's loss. It's been quite a ride. I think we've done a really good job of staying politics light on this podcast, but there is a point where there are certain things you can't ignore. Right. But I did my best to do that this week, though. So my I see you girl is Angel Reese.
Hey, girl. Hey.
She recently walked in the Victoria's Secret fashion show. I'm going to be honest. I didn't know they still did these shows. I thought they were done. But thanks to Threads, I was able to see Bayou Barbie do her thing, and she looked absolutely stunning. She was giving 90s supermodel realness. She was one of the first 2 athletes to grace the stage, along with Olympic gold medalist Suni Lee. Missy Elliott performed her heart out. I think she's aging backwards. Have you seen Missy recently?
I not recent, but I saw recent Missy, and she looks amazing.
She's aging backwards.
As
whatever she on, I want it. Okay.
And should.
She looked amazing. She sounded amazing. There was a crowd shot of Jody Smith, Laura Roach, and I want to say Jeremy Pope. They were dancing their ass off, and they were the only ones up on their feet dancing. And I was like, yes, you better give Missy that energy. She performed just beautifully. K-pop girl group Twice performed, Karol G performed, and now I'm a fan of her. I never really listened to Karol G. Have you listened to Karol G before?
Only incidentally, when a clip came across my Instagram, so I don't really know her music that well.
Meaning, I'm late to the party, but I went to immediately stream her music.
Okay.
I was late to the party because I was like, I don't know who this woman is, but she looks fine. She's fine. She can sing her heart out. This music is fire. I need to listen to more. So that's what I did. It's a very well produced show. Very well produced show. The models were inclusive, all sizes, right? Ranging from thigh gaps to thighs touching. Anyway, all around.
Thick thighs really save lives.
Thick thighs save lives. Congrats to Angel. She did a fantastic job.
Congratulations, Angel. I saw some clips. I just loved including Angel Reese, the body inclusivity and positivity that was being shown. And also seeing the women who were of unconventional sizes in their lingerie. I think it's just so inspirational. And one of the things I've been thinking about as I've been on my journey is about, wow, a lot of what makes me feel the most insecure about my shape, you know, where it is, and not being as fit as I want to be, or not looking the way I want. It has to do with clothes and how they fit, and whether they're flattering or not. And when I saw those women strutting down the runway, strutting for their lives, looking fabulous with their thick thighs and their curves and their juiciness and their lusciousness and their confidence, they looked amazing and riveting, almost like they're the ones you can't take your eyes off of them.
Seriously,
they're the ones that command your attention. Right. They're the ones that you like want to see. And I think the people who have the more idealized bodies are like, okay, that's cool, that looks nice, but there's not, the sexiness wasn't the same. Like that, this was
confidence,
like,
the energy.
The zow.
That zow. They had a lot of zow on that runway.
They brought that zow.
In addition to Angel, you had Jasmine Tukes, who opened the show, very pregnant. Jasmine Tukes opened the show, 9 months pregnant, looked just glowing. Then you had Anak Ye, I think that's her name, this Sudanese model who's just stunning. And those are my honorable mentions. But I will also say Bella Hadid.
She did that?
Premiered this blonde. That is her color. Because she's normally like a dark colored brunette.
Yeah.
That blonde, I was like, I was like, who is that? And then I was like, oh, that's Bella Hadid. She, wow.
Looked amazing.
Blonde is her color.
I saw Ashley Graham looking fabulous too.
Yes, Ashley Graham.
I was like, girl, I haven't watched. I've only seen clips on Instagram and on social, but I want to go back and watch the show now because
you should.
I think did that. I think they were in a big bag with this year. So
it's on YouTube. I watched it on YouTube. It's like a little over an hour. They had like a red carpet. Laura Roach did like a interview session, Sarah Jessica Parker and a couple other folks, but it was really fun to watch. And like I said, it was just very well produced. The music was on point. The styling was on point. The model choices was on point. And also shout out to Angel. I didn't know this either. She released a line with Reebok that sold out.
Oh yeah, I heard about this. Because they think they were like checking for her for a summer league, and she was like, "I'll be traveling and selling my shoe." So, I this is just that that era.
She's
For
making
people.
more money doing these things than she is making money on the court. Let that sink in. I think her salary, it doesn't even, I think she said it doesn't even cover her rent for the year, which is crazy. Crazy. So she has to do, she's modeling, she's releasing shoe lines, she's doing all the things, and a lot of people are hating, and I think they should continue to hate because Angel ain't going nowhere.
Hey, you can hate.
Going nowhere.
You can hate while I be great.
Hello.
I'm gonna keep being great though.
Okay. That needs to be on a shirt. You can hate while I be great.
I'm gonna keep being great though. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, what I'm on right now. Jazz hands.
As I mentioned, I've decided I'm taking a break from reality. So I have been actively looking for things that have kept me in my my hee feelings. And so that's what I'm on right now. So I want to share some videos that I found that I would encourage you guys to look up, that I will put in the show notes. So first things first is Cosmo the talking cat. Have you seen this video?
No.
So it's this British woman, she has this beautiful blue Russian cat, and she talks to her cat. She sings with her cat. There was a video of her and her cat singing "Easy Like Sunday Morning," but she put Cosmo in the name of the song, and the cat's on beat. It's like it's on tune with her. It's really cute.
Oh, the cat sings.
The cat sings. The cat sings. The video that I saw that put me onto Cosmo the talking cat says she has Cosmo in her hands, and she's like, Cosmo, I have something to tell you. You promise you won't be mad? And the cat goes, okay, so you know the cat that you don't like? Literally, this is the video. I fed it. And then Cosmo goes, I swear if Cosmo could speak, he could be like, you raggedy bitch, and jumped out of her arms and then walked away. And she's like, Cosmo, oh. Best video.
This reenactment. Okay, first of all, girl, like we need to do a short, and you need to have a role. Like your impressions are spot on. We need to create a character for you. I need to write a script. Y'all, stay tuned. This is happening. It's going down. It's going down. I'm like,
just feed me stuff like that, and I'll have no problems reenacting.
It's incredible.
I've seen that video like 30 times. Then the next video I saw, speaking of singing lessons, is Trey Songz giving singing lessons to OT Genesis. And so they're crooning to each other back and forth.
Oh, no.
Because you know how Trey Songz be singing. So you hear, like Trey and OT are just doing that back and forth.
Can OT Genesis sing?
No.
Oh, no. I didn't think he could. I was waiting.
But he tried. A for effort, but it was hilarious seeing
A for effort Trey. And F for result.
No, I wouldn't say F. I would say like a
D.
A D.
D plus.
D plus. Because I enjoyed hearing him do his take of Trey Songz, and it's hilarious. And then another video I saw, because racists losing their jobs will always be funny. There was a woman who went to a recent Dodgers game, and I think that a Dodgers fan was taunting her, and she said, well, I'm going to call ICE. And then he's like, and he has it on camera. He's like, oh, you're going to call ICE? They're not going to do, I'm an American citizen. I'm a veteran. Try again, bitch. So that video went viral, and she lost her job and had to resign from the board of Make-A-Wish Foundation wherever she lived.
Wait.
Yes.
The woman who
Yes.
threatened to call ICE,
Yes,
who's we're seeing in all of these videos, on her fellow American citizen who threatened violence against her fellow American citizen, who evidently I doubt was threatening violence against her. It doesn't sound like
no,
it.
he was being. Listen, Dodger fans can be really annoying. I've seen them, so
Okay.
I assume she was a Brewers fan. It's a sports game, of course. You taunt each other,
but threatened this was on the board of the foundation that grants last wishes for terminally ill children.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right.
Does the irony the irony? I can't be the only one. Like the irony is not lost
somewhere.
Here.
No, Alanis Morissette is somewhere. Is this? Yes.
What?
No. The irony is it's not lost on me. It's almost expected. So when you see the video, you look at her. It's kind of like it tracks. So she said, "Call ICE." We said, "I need to speak to your manager." So now she doesn't have a job.
But she worked at a nonprofit whose sole focus was to help people. So I'm sure this person thinks they're a good person serving
100%.
people, but when it comes down to their everyday interactions, is absolute trash.
Why are you shocked by this? People are trash.
I'm not. But I mean, I invented this. I think about this in terms of characters. But when I see a character show up in real life, and I'm like, is that for real?
This is Jayne.
I was like, I thought I made this up.
This is Jayne from
I thought I made
Wonderful
this
Time
up.
Book. You're so right.
I'm like, I thought I made this up. I mean, you can't make this up.
You guys.
I would have never made this. I would have never made her. I would have been like, that's too rich. That's too much. I would have
She
never.
is a Jayne.
In fiction, I would have.
Jayne.
I would have never made Jayne on the board of a nonprofit giving terminally ill children their last wishes. But look at life. I've been like, that's a bridge too far.
She is a Jayne.
That's a bridge too far.
She is a Jayne. But that's really funny.
Hello, Jayne. Hello.
Jayne, and we're talking about Jayne from The Most Wonderful Time, which is Jayne's 4th book, which I read in like 24 hours. Yes, we should talk about this. You should make that announcement. Talk about this. Wait. Let's circle back. Hold on. Hold that thought, because we do want to talk about that, because I think that's awesome. The last 2 things, Mom Donnie, who is actually projected to win the mayoral race in New York City. So he tweeted, "I know you all are concerned about my age," because he's 33. And that's why this weekend I'm going to make a change. I'm turning 34. I just thought it was funny. He is funny. Not serious. He's serious, but not serious, because he's just the best. The last video, and I'm not going to talk about accents and impressions. I'm not going to do this one because this could be racist. There's a man that he's singing. Sorry, y'all. Okay. He was singing a Fleetwood Mac song in an Asian accent that he doesn't normally have.
Is he Asian?
Was doing this. Yes, he's Asian.
So he's a different sub-ethnicity's accent that is not his own. Or he has no accent at all.
No, I mean, he didn't talk in an Asian accent. In the stereotypical Asian accent.
What is a stereotypical Asian accent?
I'm not doing that, Jayne.
So an Asian man picked a stereotypical Asian accent to then go and sing Fleetwood Mac. I guess that's his prerogative. So he just picked one, he picked the most stereotypical Asian accent that he could find, and now he's using it to do renditions of Fleetwood Mac, and it's amusing him. And other people.
And not amusing his wife. It's really funny because his wife is on the couch, is trying to do her thing, and he's picking up a guitar and he's singing Fleetwood Mac songs in this Asian accent. But I want to say he's Chinese. But it's hilarious.
He's just picked a stereo. Well, I mean, like, if he's amusing himself, because I would be like, if somebody was like, I picked, because I'm like, there's so many sub ethnicities. Like, not to get whatever, like extra woke, but
PC, right?
I mean, yeah, exactly. But I mean, like I have so many friends who are of so many different sub ethnicities. So when you say Asian accent, my brain, I'm like, well, which sub, like from where?
Which
so
one?
I understand. Yeah.
I think
so now I
think he's
understand.
Chinese.
And he has
the
just
video
picked a
hilarious.
stereotypical. I mean, I could understand that because I could make a like stereotypical black accent about whatever.
Exactly.
And I don't know. Read the Constitution. I think that would be interesting.
Imagine you doing that for a Fleetwood Mac song.
I can't, so I have to see the video. I got to see
really
the
funny.
link. But
anywho, those are the things, just foolery. This week, things I came across that I thought I would share, that I lolled at, and because my timeline outside of these things were all about what's happening in Chicago and other parts of the country, and I can't do it. Can't do it.
You know what? This is the thing, and I think people need to understand this in particular. And I don't know who's listening because I think we have a diverse range of listeners. For Black people, we are already under duress. Okay, we're already stressed out. We're already in life. There are concerns that specific to Black people that we carry that have already activated our nervous systems. Our cortisol levels are through the roof. When we scroll and and they're like, oh no, you have to pay attention to this. No, white people need to pay attention to this because white people have, if you're white and you're listening, you have less to worry about in certain respects on the pure basis of race alone. And I think a lot of people are becoming aware of that and are waking up to this fact. And so at this time, it might be that all things aren't equal and that this might be your time to pay a little bit more attention to things. And it might be our time to dial a little bit back because our cortisol levels on the basis of just being Black and walking around and the risks that are associated with that, our cortisol levels are already through the roof. So we might need to dial back so that we can protect our health and make it to do whatever we need to do on another day or this day or any other day. Because if I see
one more video,
it's not good for mental health wise.
I mean, literally,
it's
the video that kind of broke me was this young Black man who was held down by ICE outside of Walgreens, and the woman is saying, "That's my brother-in-law. He's an American citizen." And they were like, "Back up! You don't know what's going on!" And hearing how many people are locked up and lost in the system and missing, and it's a lot. So I'm busy looking at Cosmo the Talking Cat videos and Trey Songz giving singing lessons and racists losing their jobs. Mom Donnie, tweeting what he tweeted, and an Asian man singing in an Asian accent to one of his favorite Fleetwood Mac songs.
Boom. And that was part of what my out of office had to do with. I mean, and I think for our listeners, it's really, you need to know, we all need to know when it's time for your responsibility and when it's time for someone else to pick up that mantle. And when your dance card is full, which it tends to be, as we just kind of listed all of the things that, not listed all the things, but how history has treated us differently in many respects as women, as Black people. It's not an imagined thing. It's not an imagined burden. So when somebody's like, I need to dial out in particular, whoever it is, I don't question it. You can't hold somebody's feet to the fire when they're burnt on, they're already on fire.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
well, speaking of fire, your book, The Most Wonderful Time.
Switching topics. We do it all here. Yes. The Most Wonderful Time. So we have UK listeners. Hello.
Hello.
That's a terrible accent, but Nicole does it great. The Most Wonderful Time, which is my holiday novel that was released in the US last year, which is my favorite solo book. As a solo book, my favorite thing I've ever done. Is the most ambitious. It's just, I love it. I love this book. I loved writing it. I loved what I tasked myself to do as an author. I loved the challenge of it. It was incredibly challenging, but I loved how it came out. I love what it is. It's just my favorite thing I've ever written. and as Jayne Allen. And so it's come out in the UK. It's been published in the UK. I have a UK publisher, which is an incredibly challenging thing to do. And so if you're listening from the UK, you know people in the UK, you're in the UK, you can get it in digital format, you can get it on the shelf. The Most Wonderful Time is available
and I like this
now in
cover.
stores.
It's a really cute
This is the UK cover. I know, isn't it great?
Yeah.
Like, I have a UK cover. This is the US cover. It's the UK cover. So yeah, so it's a holiday story. It's a home swap story. And in this case, I mean, we all know the movie The Holiday, where this premise of two women swapping homes. But with The Holiday, both of the women were very similar, at least in outward appearance, and is going to be a similar experience where they went in terms of how they were treated. There's not going to be a layer of being visibly a fish out of water, or it's not going to be a layer of not belonging to contend with. But that is what I wanted to incorporate, that perspective and that question and that layer into a story, and find out what happens if the character doesn't necessarily fit into the surroundings that they've been swapped into. Then what? And then how do they grow in that way, and how do they overcome that, what that experience brings, and how does it bring them even further into their best selves and their best life. So this is a very happy ever after, happy ending story for the characters. If everybody who knows my writing knows that I write happy ever afters as it pertains to the women characters, it's specific to them. Like, I don't write generic happily ever afters. I write happily ever afters that are specific to the women characters that they're for. So what's
and it's
best
spicy,
for
y'all.
them.
There's some
Ooh,
spicy bits in that book.
Spicy bits.
I need to reread that book,
excited.
actually.
I'm excited. I'm focusing on this for my social media. I've given myself up leading up to into the new year to really unpack this book, because I didn't get a chance to really do that last year because I was working on the Best Man book. But I just love this book so much, and there's so much to talk about. So I'm going to be rereading it and unpacking it bit by bit. So I'll be doing that on social. I'm sure I'll be talking about it a little bit here, but I'm glad you're rereading it, because I need to reread it too.
Yes, I'm going to reread it because it's good. It's good.
Thank you.
So what are you on right now this week?
So I am on collaboration. I really think we can kind of segue into Minding My Black Business, because I wanted to talk about the same topic. I'm in this space of co-creation. And let me elaborate, and then also tie it into Minding My Black Business, which we're kind of in that segment. This is the transition.
Yes.
But thinking about family legacy, relationship planning, like friendship planning. We started this podcast as friends, and this was a collaborative effort planning. We kind of talked about that last week, but this is our 40th episode. If you can even imagine that. I mean, we've done 40 episodes of this podcast together. It all started with a conversation as friends. Who do you want to be? Like, what is important to you? Where do you want to go? How do you want to grow? And how can I help you? How can I give myself into that process and make myself a part of it, but also you being a part of my journey? This is something I want to do. This is something you want to do. And here we are, and we're 40 episodes in with no end in sight. I mean, we've gotten our workflow together, but this is a example of the larger concept that I want to talk about, which is not just what I'm on right now, but also has to do with business. So I saw a video. Simone Oliver, she's an editor. She's been in the New York Times. She's in Refinery 29. She was on CBS Mornings, and she was talking about her marriage. She's talking about her relationship and how they plan an offsite, a relationship offsite. They don't do vacations. They do a relationship offsite when they both step away from the world, go somewhere, just like a corporate offsite. And their whole purpose in that time they spend together is to plan their relationship, to structure their relationship, and like, what are they doing? And it sounds like anti-romantic. And I think that was a lot of the interviewers' questions. Like, well, that doesn't sound romantic. And she's like, oh, to the contrary, it is. Because once you get into life with somebody and you're doing logistics, because life is logistics. It's the kids going to camp. It's the day-to-day. It's who does the dishes. It's, who's going to take the trash out, and household chores and schedules and coordination. That is not how you all got together. That is not the spark of romance and love that was the initial impetus of your relationship. And it's not how the spark continues. So the purpose of this offsite is to put everything on the table, everything that was important to the beginning of the relationship, how both partners feel sustained in the relationship, whether it's sex, whether it's frequency of sex, whether it's what I don't know. She said sex is on the table. Everything's on the table. The kids' schedules, the personal fulfillment. What do you want out of life? Who do you want to be? Are you happy at your job? Do you want to do something else? Do you want to start a business together? All of that is part of the offsite. And I think that I love this concept, first of all. And I have a really good friend who does this with her husband every year and has been doing it. And they've been together decades. And it's incredible to hear about. It's made me think about, why don't we bring this into more of our spaces? Whether it's friendships, why don't we have offsites? If we are friends, why would we go on vacation? As opposed to having an offsite, a friendship offsite, a family offsite, where we, in the groups that we are in, don't just escape and recreate, but we start planning and creating, where we start being strategic, where we start using our time. Yeah, you can have fun and have vacations. You can make s'mores over the campfire and still be going through an agenda of important topics. Your conversation doesn't need to be about what's happening with the housewives. Your conversation can be about what's happening with your actual wife. And you know what I mean? Like you can have real conversations around real agenda items that don't need to be about pop culture. There are so many other things that we have in common in the people that we touch every day, and that we could create in common. So I just think that there's an opportunity here, and I'm on this radical co-creation collaboration space where it's about having those conversations with people, and it's a business conversation because these are the foundations of businesses. These are the foundations of fulfillment. These are the foundations of strengthening relationships and using the resources around you, which aren't always money, to move forward. So this idea came from Simone Oliver. It's partially what I'm on right now, but it's partially minding my Black business, because obviously this is the foundation of so many opportunities and what can happen with just the people around us. So that's
smart. That's really cool. Now you got my wheels turning.
My wheels are turning too. I'm like, I think any relationship needs, I don't know if it's a marriage, if it's a long-term partnership, if it's a friendship, why not have an offsite? Why not sit and think? I wish I had done that with my friendships years ago, where we sat and talked about, how are we going to get each other to where we want to be? What is our friendship about? Because, as people change also, and life changes, the reasons why you're friends with people, the things that brought you together, have necessarily changed. And if you're not evolving your relationship, and you're not making sure that you are maintaining the foundations of whatever it is that brought you together. That was the thing that stood out for me, that the things that brought you together aren't necessarily, they don't just like sustain, especially when life takes over. So you have to either intentionally bring those things back into your relationship and maintain them, or you have to find new things that are as engaging, that also speak into personal fulfillment and happiness and enjoyment. You have to find ways to continue to develop those spaces with each other in spending time with those people.
Creating opportunity for mutual exchange, whether it be professionally, emotionally, spiritually. That is not just, to your point, some vacations may lead to that, but those vacations are meant to what you said, recreate. Yes, recreation. But if you're setting the intention, it's like the meeting of the minds. This is the agenda. We're going to talk about, what are you lacking, or what do you need help spiritually? What do you need help professionally? What do you need help emotionally? Like a real life update. Share this, share that, share that. I think there's a way to do, obviously there's a way to do both, but I see what you mean about having like a specific agenda and not only doing that for your partner, but for your girlfriends. And I think that could be really dope. That way you're not forced, but you're creating an opportunity because people are preparing, right? If you set a date and you say, this is when we're doing this, you're preparing to, bring your stuff to the table so that everyone can contribute and collaborate and chime in. And
right.
Then you may have a little fun at the end of it if you want to make it feel like it's not all work and a little bit of play. But I get that. I think that's really cool. I really like that for me and Jackson. We sort of already used to do that, and we're starting to get back into it. But I think if there's if the specific intent is like, no, we're going to do like a full day retreat with no phones, and this is the agenda of everything that's coming up in the next year. Yeah, I think that's really great. Who is this? Simone Oliver? You said?
Simone Oliver.
Dope. I like this. I like this Black business. I like
Clock it.
Love it, love it, love it. Well, I'm going to talk about consumption because that's what I do best.
We cover all the bases.
All the bases. This is a very eclectic mix of the episode this week. Anyways, J. Crew collaborated with an Afrofuturist luxury jewelry brand called Kyrie. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. The brand was founded in 2016 by Chicago and Jamil Mohammed, self-taught, by the way, which is just crazy.
This is amazing.
He was actually at Penn getting a degree in political science when he was told that true luxury brands can only come from Paris and Milan. And he was like, no, that's not what we're going to do here. We're not doing that. So this collection that he has at J. Crew, it has necklaces, earrings, bracelets, rings. It's inspired by the African diaspora. So these sculptural pieces are made with gold-plated recycled brass. So come on, environmentally friendly.
What?
Very chic modern designs, leading into curves and unique stone settings and layered textures. My two faves are the cuff bracelets and the coalition earrings. Prices range from $50 to a little under $200. So congrats to Kyrie, the brand.
I'm about to unplug all this stuff and race to J. Crew right now. Let's finish this podcast so I can go. I know. I'm sold. I'm out. I'm headed to J. Crew right now.
It is so pretty. It's very, very pretty and very unique. So it really caught my eye. So congrats to Jamil.
Let's do these last three segments because I got to shop.
Okay, let's go into Jesus Take the Wheel. I'm being a little judicious about which wheels I want Jesus to take. I don't want to be wasteful, especially in this economy. Got to be more careful. So I don't have anything this week.
You're like Jesus, take a break. Well, I do. So 1 in 5. I'm like, I'm like, oof. 1 in 5 high schoolers. This is according to a study, has had a romantic relationship with AI. That means artificial intelligence. That means someone not real. Or knows someone who has had a romantic, they've fallen in love with the computer love for real. They are falling in love with ChatGPT or whatever they call it. They are having a romance with an algorithm. They like the programmed responses. It's not a real person, and they are in love, honey. They are experiencing love feelings or know someone who is. 1 in 5 high schoolers. You know what this is leading to. You know where this is going. So,
what are these kids on? Like, what do you mean?
They're on the computer. They're on their phones. No. And they're not. But the thing is, I realize this.
What version of chat are they using? I don't understand this.
So, first of all, what version is this? Okay, no, it can't. This is ridiculous. People are now so afraid of their feelings getting hurt, so afraid of, they're overprotected and so isolated that they are choosing the safety of these pre-programmed responses as opposed to dealing with the uncertainty of actual human interaction. People don't want to deal with rejection.
Wow.
People don't want to deal with whatever the inconsistencies are with human behavior. And so they're choosing to interact with a program that is designed for useful and enjoyable, helpful interactions. So I think that we're creating a generation of kids who are not equipped socially to deal with other people, like the realities of other people.
This tracks, actually, because if you think about it, we are almost 6 years post-pandemic. And if these teens are 16 to 18, they were 10 to 12 years old. That moment where social interaction is of the utmost importance, the adolescence, I think that's adolescence, right? Preteen, whatever. This tracks, actually. This tracks that they are falling in love with the computer because they were interacting with people on Zoom or not interacting with people at all. So, of course, they're going to fall in love with an AI. That is really, I don't think we've really fully acknowledged the trauma of the pandemic. I think we focused a lot on how many people, we lost a lot of people, we lost millions of people, right? But I don't think we've really fully grasped how traumatic it was for us to go from being around people all the time to then suddenly, for a lot of people, for a lot of teens, to suddenly go into isolation. Thankfully, we didn't have that. We had our pod in Oregon. I'm so grateful. This is part of the reason why I think I've gotten so close to my in-laws, because we literally spent a year together. But not everyone had that. And I think we probably moved on too quickly. We move on too quickly from a lot of things. But this really needs to be studied, what it has done to kids at that time and the type of adults that we're going to get, because this is extreme. But when you look at the serial killers of the 70s and 80s, there's a direct lineage to what was going on in the adolescent phase of a lot of these serial killers in regards to what was going on in society at the time in the 50s and 60s, where you had this humongous shift from when society wanted to put women back in their place at home after having just worked in supporting the war, right? So if you think about in the 40s, you had these women that were working, right? These women were working, they were providing for their family while their men were fighting across the ponds in, Germany and all these other places. Then all of a sudden, these men are back. Wait, where am I going to work? Oh, I know. Let's put this whole propaganda together and get women to be back in their places at home. So back in the home, these women went, and having had a taste of what it could be, I'm sure a lot of these women loved working in the factories and doing all these things and using their hands and actually being meaningful. Now you're telling me all I'm meaningful for is cleaning the house and having babies. So you can sense the resentment there. Sure, that didn't make a lot of relationships easy. You had kids then who grew up in those households watching that, right? 20 years later, serial killer. I'm just going to kill all these women because, and then you see these studies of the common denominator is their relationship with their mom or the lack of, or whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean,
it's crazy.
I wish that I think we live under all these illusions as society, and we like to tell ourselves a lot of lies. And I think one of them is that environment doesn't play a significant role in the psychological and emotional development of a person. And a lot of things that we see isn't just that person's bad decisions or, they're just like that or whatever. Sometimes it has to do with, or it could have a lot to do with the environment in which they were raised, especially during formative years, or parenting.
Like, where are their parents? How do you, how are you so, okay. I'm not going to get worked up about this, but
it's a
there
Jesus
needs
Take
to
the
be
Wheel segment. So
it
it's a
really
wheel
is.
for Jesus. It's a wheel for Jesus and the Jesus
There needs
Take
to
the
be
Wheel
a study.
segment.
Like someone needs to do a study on this so we can anticipate what kind of adults these people are going to be, so I can prepare myself and know the signs, because this is not going to end. This is not going to be good. Okay.
That's why we need to go back to read. We need to read Revelations.
Never.
Okay. How many people are going to be reading Revelations after this episode? Because
I'm not reading Revelations. We're experiencing it.
We know. I'm going back. I'll be flipping to the end.
She said, I'm going to go back and highlight every single thing. Oh my gosh.
Said, I'm going to go back and read Revelations.
I mean, listen, you got it. I'm going to go back and read it. So let's get into health and healing.
Yes.
My health and healing. So we'll keep it relatively short for this episode. Although I feel like we need a lot of healing, and this is just more conceptual about learning when it's time to step away, and when it's time to quit, and when it's time to give up on a thing, and what to give up. And I've kind of talked about this earlier, but I wanted to talk about this particularly in health and healing because we are in times where the layers and the weight of what we're grappling with on a day-to-day basis is so heavy. And we're already starting to talk about the health effects of cortisol and stress. It's real. And it takes a long time to heal from those things. I am a testament to that. I still have high cortisol levels, but I had extremely high cortisol levels that was creating actual health effects, measurable, symptomatic things. And it takes a long time to heal from those, from high cortisol, from the effects of high cortisol. And so there's a reality to needing to step away. There's a reality to saying enough. There's a reality, a health impact to saying, I can't deal with this right now. I've already taken full responsibility, like I said in my out of office reply. That means that my slots for responsibility are full, because otherwise I start breaking down. I can't be effective in any other aspect of my life. So we have to understand, while especially those of us who are the raise my hand, send me, I got this, oh, I'll handle it, I'll take it on, the doers, particularly Black women, we're always the ones that are like, oh, I'm going to go handle this, I've got this handled. We have to understand for ourselves, when is our point to stop handling it. That is the handling it, the trying, the approaching it is not, we've done all that we can do for now. And the measure of that needs to be the impact on us, not whether or not it got done. Leave it undone.
This is a great reminder. Yeah, no,
it's a good reminder. Leave it undone. Step away. If it needs to be done, somebody else will pick it up. Will pick up the mantle. And I think it's just getting ourselves out of that attunement of needing to see it through. You can't see it through if there's no you. If you break down along the way, you're not going to see it through anyway. So at least maintain yourself to fight another battle. So that's just my basic point for this health, and for what I'm offering for this health and healing segment, is making the point of stepping away, not seeing it through and getting it done, but within yourself. When your responsibility slots, when you're full of responsibility, when you've taken full responsibility and you know when that point is, that's your time to quit and walk away. Not when it's done. Right?
You're absolutely right.
When you're done.
Because again, today is Saturday, October 18th. There's a gathering happening, and all over on threads, people are like, Black women, should I participate? Should I not? Like, it is so hard because we are seeing it in real time. And I'll just leave it at that. It is a very good reminder that what you said. I can't even, I don't have anything else to add.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else to add.
But you have to factor in, are you as safe as another person in that situation? Is your safety more compromised? Right. Your safety is more, you showing up relative to another person. Is that person inherently safer showing up? They are. So if you know in your spirit that that's just not what's the right thing for you to do, there are other things. There's always going to be something else for you to do.
There's always other things. There's other things that you can be doing. Absolutely. What's been really cool to see is to watch allies go, no, you guys should stay home because it's not safe for y'all. Right. I'm going to go in your place. I'm going with my kids because they need to see yada, yada, yada. And
that's beautiful.
Speaking of which, I think there's also a really interesting discussion about Deontay from Grits and Eggs or Eggs and Grits podcast. He posted something recently about the holidays. He was like, we need to cancel the holidays because kids need to understand. No, he brings up a good point. He's like, kids need to understand, like, this is not a jolly time. Like, hit them where their hurts. With speaking of other things to do, hit them where their hurts. Like, if we all collectively just don't indulge in the consumerism of Christmas and the holidays and going into debt because you want to do this holiday right when all of this stuff is happening. No, like, I'm not doing it. And
that's a good point. That's something to think about. Yeah.
It's something to think about, right? It made me think about what are the other things that I can be doing instead of showing up and putting myself in danger because, whatever.
Everybody's getting a book. One book. I mean, I think that's the best gift you can give somebody, because it's going to give them, it's going to pour into their spirit. There's going to give them something that hopefully a good book will give them something to think about for themselves. Will show them another aspect of life.
I think that it really sparked something within me.
I like that idea.
And then there's another discussion about finding a day in the month of December where we are just not buying anything. Like, we're just don't do Black Friday, and honestly, in this economy, I don't think a lot of people are going to participate in Black Friday.
I'm like, you don't have to tell me a day.
You don't have to tell me twice. You only got to tell me but once.
That's
like,
I
don't think there's going to be that.
You see what's going on with where we are right now. That's not, we don't need to orchestrate that.
People are losing their farms. People are losing their jobs. The government's still shut down. Don't know when that's going to come back. And I think as of a certain date in November, there will be no food stamps or no assistance from the government for a lot of people if the government continues to shut down. Absolutely. Wow. So I think this is going to happen naturally. But I do think you're absolutely right. I know there's a feeling of us wanting to get involved, especially when you have Stephen A. Smith saying what he says about Jasmine Crockett and we want to put our foot down and do whatever is what we feel like we need to be doing. But I think there's other ways to do that. And you can be in support of someone that is doing that piece. But to your point, if we're not there, physically not there to see this other side, then it really, what's the point, right? So you got to take care of yourself first. And that's what we've been doing, the 92% and the 80%. We've said that in November, we need to keep it going.
Yeah. Well, this is
somebody else to do it.
Get somebody else to do it. This is what a way to commemorate 40th episode is a key reminder. Get somebody, going back to our first episode, get someone else to do it. Well, let's
wrap it up.
Let's get to what's good.
Oh, yes. Sorry. I jumped ahead. So my what's good is really small. Not small, but it's short. So did you know that they had the Aaliyah doll? Barbie had an Aaliyah doll that dropped earlier this year.
I think I might have seen it on social, but it was gone.
In 29 minutes, it sure was. So Barbie re-released it.
Oh, really?
Yes, for $55. But surprise, surprise, it sold out again. But the doll is wearing the outfit that she is wearing in the One in a Million music video.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Like I said, it's already sold out, but resale websites have it for $70 to $80. I thought it was really cool to see that they had an Aaliyah Barbie doll, and they just announced another Barbie doll too that I thought was iconic. I was like, oh my gosh, Debbie Allen. Debbie Allen has a doll now too.
I love that. Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful. But we got to make sure that Debbie Allen's doll sells out.
Yes,
it's sold out.
I don't know when it's going to drop, but yes. So
I got to be careful with the term sell out. We don't want, it's not sells out or sold out. It's all purchased.
All purchased. Okay, wait, why are we saying all purchased?
Because we don't want, I'm just saying the sell out and sold out. It's terminology. I was making a joke. Okay. I was like, in these times, we don't want sell.
I thought it was something else online because there's so many things online.
No, just me being random. Just random.
I love it.
Yeah, girl. I do that well. Okay, so what's good over here? Lorenz Tate and Nia Long, honey, are reuniting for an untitled film that is based off of Maxwell, my favorite singer in the whole world.
Yes, I saw this news.
Maxwell.
I think it's a series though.
Suite. Is it a limited series? I thought it was a movie.
I think it's a series, but I could be wrong. But the writer, I know the writer, so I sent her an email.
Yeah, girl, we are all rooting for you. Listen,
we need it. I told her that.
Come with it. This is just gold and cherries and chocolate and everything good. Everything nice. So based off of Maxwell's Urban Hang Suite, his debut album, my favorite, you do not understand. No one can understand the degree of my fandom for Maxwell. I love Maxwell. I love Maxwell.
I will say this. That album for me it's up there with D'Angelo's debut.
Yes, that was a similar era.
Brandy's debut. Like that album, what's your favorite song on that album? I mean, there's many hits, but I have one.
Till the Cops Come Knocking is forever for me.
That's the one. Is the one, girl.
Listen,
girl.
Till the Cops Come Knocking. I'm gonna tell you, I was in high school when that album came out. It was a CD was $7.99. I think my mom found it first. I don't remember. But it was $7.99. My mom and I went to the record store, bought a whole case of them. It was $7.99. It was like a intro new artist or whatever, new artist special. And we gave those CDs to people. We were slinging them out. Not slinging them like for sale. We were giving them to people. Anybody that came over, we gave them Maxwell's Urban Hang Suite. It just was this moment where we knew that this was something groundbreaking. It was special. It was a moment. And we 100% bought up all the copies and gave them away. So it just, that album, that art, Maxwell in particular is my favorite artist. I've been to his concert. I've seen him now probably, I think I might have seen him 3 times this year already.
I don't think I've seen him. I need to see him live because people are just leaving. I know people are leaving us, so I need to make sure. Well, who else I need to go see?
Who?
Brandy and Monica.
Oh, I would love to see Brandy and Monica. I've seen Maxwell 3 times this year at least, and I don't actually know how many times. Every opportunity I've gotten to go see Maxwell, I have gone. So
I really
it has
need to see him.
You do. He's incredible, and the mic is on, honey. The mic is on at all times.
And I am here for the mic being on. But yeah, till the cops come knocking an unhealthy amount of times. listening to that song.
like, oh,
and that song is like 7 minutes long. It is not a short song. So when you think it ends and then it picks back up again and it's just
it's purposeful. It's purposeful. It was written and produced with intent. Well, we are at our final word, and it has been quite an episode. This is the most politics we've talked about in 39 episodes, which I think is interesting because like our first episode, we're not talking about politics, but then we have to talk about it because that's how we started. So kind of for thinking about it as our 40th episode, how we got started, moments do make movements. And we started as a response to that particular time that was brought about by developments. So I can only imagine what other people this time now, what's inspiring other people to do. So cheering everyone on. But 40 episodes in, what a good celebration.
Love it.
I'm proud of us.
Love it.
What's your final word?
I saw this online. Happy All Queens Day.
Happy to all the queens.
Yep.
Of all sorts. Well, my final word is several words, as it always is, because I can't just do one word or two. It's gonna be a few. But here's my final word. It's really my final word is whose is it? Like whose is it? Who does it actually belong to? Whose responsibility is it? Whose opinion is it? Whose turn is it? Whose change is it that needs to be made? Is it yours? Is it theirs? Is it someone else? But it's a question to ask at all times when you're confronted with something. Whose is this? Whose is it? And you allocate appropriately. So my final word is actually allocate appropriately.
And yet again, Mocha Mocha agrees. Mocha's always going to chime in.
I mean, at the he sat right under me. Right under me. It was like,
he said, it's my responsibility. He
was quiet the whole time and he was like, I'm coming.
That's his response. That's his response to your final word.
Oh my gosh.
I love it. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hope you have a wonderful week.
Until next time. Bye.
Bye.